Alright, what's up, y'all? A bit of a late one here. Back to making YouTube videos again. I keep saying that, but we're back finally. So it's Monday. What day is it? May 4th. Today was kind of choppy day at first, as you guys can see in here. This is market open, just chop, chop, chop. And I have a lot of stuff marked out on my charts. And again, you guys will see later on why. But blue lines, just quickly, blue lines are spots of liquidity. Green lines is regular trading hours. And then this was some sort of fair value gap. I have to look back to see which one. But just quickly, just reviewing the trade I took today and why. So this is the trade I took. I wanted to target 27,925 originally, but I decided just to take TP here. Ratio is about 1-to-1. I didn't want to take 27,925 just because it was Monday. It was going to be a slow day. As you guys can see, it was a lot of, kind of chop everywhere. And yeah, we did go ahead 27,925, but again, I had a lot of chop in here as well. But just quickly on the 1 minute. So as we can see in here, just very quickly, small market structure shift in here. Tap in this fair value gap in here. If I remove this, you guys can see it. Remove these one too. See it a little better. So here's that fair value gap in there. Tapped into that fair value gap, and then immediately, like 2 or 3 minutes later, we did hit TP. And as you guys can see, if we did hold, let me put that marker back on there. If we held there, stop loss was here. So nothing has changed on the stop loss. So the stop loss was here. If I held TP here, as you guys can see, we would have hit. Just a little scare right here. Just take out this internal low in here. And this was a big, I don't know what happened, but this candle did dump down insane before, continuing back up. So, but I do like how, as you guys can see in this fair value gap, obviously no body closure below the 50% level, but even no body closure within that 1 minute fair value gap. And as you can see here, this wick literally just takes out this low, and then we continue up, right? And then again, right, tap into this fair value gap. You could have taken it in there, and then as you guys can see, we did end up taking that high before we dumped down for the rest of the day. So going on the higher time frames, from what we can see, I know it's gonna be a little different because Top Step doesn't have market replay, but let's see. So we did have an SMT, a bullish one on the 4 hour. I don't think it's here anymore, or actually it is still here. So this was this low, so I'll mark it out at NQ. So I think this is what we saw originally, and then obviously these lows aren't lined up, but we can mark out this low. It's the same thing, right? If you want to be more precise, it's going to be that low there. So we actually did not end up taking it on NQ, and then on the ES we did end up taking that low and then tapping these 4 hour fair value gaps as well on NQ. Sorry, tapping this 4 hour fair value gap, and then as you guys can see, we did take out this key level liquidity before continuing up, but that was more later in the day. During the PM session. But there's that on the 4 hour. On the hourly, we were trading within a bearish hourly gap, and it was this one this morning. But as you guys can see, we did end up inversing it. But we didn't inverse it. We inversed it before I took my trade. But as you guys can see here, we were playing within this hourly gap here as well. Swept these lows on the hourly time frame as well. And then on ES, same thing. We did have the SMT as well. And then going down to the 15 minute. And by the way, the daily, the 4 hour and the 1 hour is kind of my bias telling, like it's kind of what I use to tell my bias. 4 hours more of that than the hourly, of course, but that's just why I went over the 4 hour and the 1 hour as well. And then that did create the bullish bias for me today. Which in the morning when we opened, we did end up having. But then again, here in the 15 minute, let's see where we were. Okay, here's that 15 minute. So we didn't actually end up inversing the 15-minute right away, but we'll draw this box out for you guys, and then, or actually we're gonna use the Fibonacci here. So if we grade that 15-minute FEG, as you guys can see, we did close above the 50% level. So with that closure above the 50% level, as well as the tap into the bullish 4-hour, 1-hour fair value gaps, and then obviously the sweep of liquidities, this is kind of telling me we were going to be bullish again. I did want to end up taking 964, but 925 was my first target. And then obviously those data highs that you guys saw that where we took TP at, but 925 was the first target. Would have been happy with just 925 and then being done before the dump, which is actually exactly what we ended up doing. And then here in the 15-minute as well, we did have the just mark it out really quick, the tap into the 15-minute FEG as well. So again, more kind of telling, we're gonna have a bullish bias at least for the first part of the morning. And then 5-minute, didn't really notice much, right? We're just playing around. We have these bigger FEGs here on the side, but we used the 15-minute to be able to tell what was happening. And then I also did like that tap into that fair value gap because it was the one I entered on, because it was the first presented of the day. As you guys can see, we kind of just played around in here. Where's market open? Market opens right here. We did play around, and then eventually we did end up tapping that first presented in there. So overall, this was a decent trade. Just Monday, it's going to be slow. There's no news. And then we have non-farm payroll later in the week and stuff like that. So a lot of people I know didn't trade today, but I always at least like to look at the charts. And then we actually did end up hitting a good trade in here, hitting TP. So this was the trade for today. Nothing too bad. I made like $500 on this trade here. So closer to passing the eval. We're still on the eval, about $900 away. And then hopefully, tomorrow's going to be a good day and we can, complete that 900. But yeah, just another quick video. Just wanted to recap that trade and why I took that trade. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys Wednesday. Yeah, we'll see you Wednesday. Peace.